Hi, friends, and welcome to April's ritual recording. Our theme this month has been the moon. And so it is with great joy that as we begin to kind of finish out this month, to honor the moon with some focus on the tarot card for the moon, which is the High Priestess. So before we get into it at all, please feel free to grab your tarot deck, find your High Priestess card, pause this video if you need to, grab any art materials you want, whether that's stitching or collage or drawing. We're going to talk in terms of mark making, but I don't want to limit the type of art that feels most natural to you. So, theme of today, trust your intuition, trust your gut, trust your inner knowing. So, maybe grab some paper and pencil and then some other things that feel good, whatever works for you. Let me grab our slideshow. All right. So now that we're here, um, I would like to invite you to take a nice deep breath in and let it out. The High Priestess card, honoring stillness and intuition. So if you've had a pretty fast-paced day, if you are just kind of feeling unregulated, take some extra time right now to get present, to get in your place and feeling good. Okay, just kind of recentering the body. This is tarot magic for every day, y'all, because really any work that we do with these cards is it's all about seeing it as a teacher. So the intention is to find mindfulness with our tarot card of the day, the High Priestess, since it is a card associated with the moon. Which you would think would be the moon card, but no. Indeed, it is the High Priestess. So as I'm sharing today, I'm just going to have images of the High Priestess from different tarot decks on the screen. Just kind of allow them to soak in some wisdom, right? A little wisdom here, a little wisdom here. The tarot is simply a teacher. And as a visual artist, I find the visual language um, rich with knowledge and inspiration. So that is why I'm sharing these images with all of you today. But also because some images of the High Priestess might really resonate with you and others might not, and that is okay. From your own deck, you might find a card that uh, is not really resonating with you. So maybe pull up a different image of the tarot card if you need it, or just allow these to wash over you. Before we get into the ritual, the practice, I want to talk about the High Priestess. So this is often a card associated with mindfulness, with mystery. Because and when I say mindfulness, I mean because she is in many ways the watcher. There's this connection to intuition, mystery, the subconscious mind. And this idea of consistently showing up as you are. Not as someone else perceives, not as someone else projects, but simply who you are and how that feels. This is a major arcana card. It is a card about pausing to reflect, to think before acting, to sit with before speaking. And this is something I want us to bring into the practice today when it comes to our art making, is being an objective observer, being almost an empty container of stillness. It is a card about pausing, listening, and explore the inner worlds before outputting, right? Now, for those of you who get into analysis paralysis when working in your creative magic, this can be helpful in that having some pausing and saying that that's part of the process can be helpful. But if you're someone who gets an analysis paralysis and can't seem to get outside of their head, really listen to the instinct part of this. Maybe for you, it's time to move with less thought and more instinctual action. And when I say that, I mean not second guessing, not saying to yourself, well, who knows if I'm right? Who knows if any of us are right? In the creative process, today we are being asked to step into this High Priestess card, make friends with them. This card is connected to the divine feminine for a lot of people, but if that does not call to you, leave it. But already, I think we can notice some themes with these visuals that we have. The pillars, or at least the two sides, the two objects on either side of the priestess. We have this lunation theme, right? Let's actually talk about some of the visuals that we can see. This is the classic interpretation of the High Priestess. And so key symbolism, random symbolism, things to just think about and reflect on. Two pillars, the black and white, representing symbolizing duality, light and dark, the entryway into the mystical, the sacred space. Really, honestly, the High Priestess is so the artist, holding space in the liminal. How artistic is that? How creative is that? The pomegranate veil, so behind her are these very beautiful pomegranates kind of hanging in between. The pillars represents fertility, abundance, and divine feminine again. Or if we want to phrase that a little differently, instead of just divine feminine, this is about birthing, right? Creating, overflowing, gardening the hidden, sacred knowledge. The pomegranates can symbolize those things. And again, we're thinking about visual language. What is she telling us? The crescent moon at her feet signifies her connection to intuition, the subconscious, natural, and cyclical phases. And so again, thinking about her connection to the moon constantly changes, yet stays the same, right? The moon constantly empties to fill again. The blue robes and scroll, the blue represents consciousness and water, while the partially covered scroll is the Torah, signifying wisdom and both explicit and implicit. So this idea of ancient wisdom, knowing that is deep, going back to that intuition. So the visual language that this card brings up is, of course, that representation that connects us to the moon, connects us to the divine in whatever sense you connect to it, the fertility of for me, fertility of creativity, the ability to overflow, with this undercurrent. And this is me kind of pushing when I say like she's the card of creativity, every card is creative, but I personally feel with these symbols and some of the like meanings behind it, this feels very creative muse to me. I'm very glad we get to have her as our teacher today. But this is just a classic depiction. And I think already you've probably noticed that she is usually depicted as a woman. And that this card is consistent in how it is interpreted to a certain extent. This idea of balancing, of stillness, this calm reserve that she embodies. And of course, I don't like to gender the tarot. We can degender the tarot. And so that they represent. I just get into it with the priestess. So our ritual today is going to be to meditate with this card and then practice listening deeply to our intuition when it comes to our creative work. By listening to our intuition deeply and moving at a pace that honors our teacher. So going back to what I said earlier, if you are analysis paralysis, listen to that animal self and move. Not in chaos, but allow yourself to keep going as the moon always rotates. It's always changing. We have the new and the full and every moon in between. It does not simply change full to empty overnight, right? And so that can mean if you're someone who rushes or feels like they don't know where they're going, to slow down. Simply be with this card, be with the energy that this card is asking us to be in. So through today's ritual, the idea is not that you will make a finished piece of art that looks like our High Priestess card in front of you or any interpretation, but rather this is an opportunity to open ourselves to channel what the High Priestess has to offer, what the High Priestess has to share. And that's very important that we kind of like understand that right off the bat. We can always redraw this card in our own interpretation. But today we're just really here to listen in a creative way. On that note, time for me to pull out my pad of paper. So let's jump in. I have some High Priestess cards on the board, on the screen. And let's just kind of drop in, right? We're here for the priestess. The High Priestess is here to teach us, and we are here to receive. So let's start with one hand over our heart, one on our belly. Close your eyes gently. Let yourself become heavy. Notice if you're not comfortable all the way. Get more comfortable. Get more centered. Take some deep breaths here. Really slow down. Envision your card, or you can use the visuals here. Take some moments to really breathe in deep through the nose and out through the mouth. Deep breath in through the nose. And out through the mouth. And when you feel ready, repeat after me. Oh, dear cosmic teacher, what can I learn today? Deep breath in. And out. Keep that visualization in your mind's eye. And repeat with me again. Oh, dear cosmic teacher, what can I learn today? Deep breath in through the nose. And out through the mouth. One last time. Oh, dear cosmic teacher, what can I learn today? Sit with that. Let that question just envelop you for a moment. Last deep breath in through the nose. And let it out with a sigh. Take some moments here with your hands over your heart and belly as you receive that nourishment of breath and the answers that you ask for. Allow your visualization of this card to take up your entire mind's eye. When you feel ready, allow for it to gently dissolve. As you come back to the space, back to our work together. If you feel ready, or when you feel ready, channel whatever's coming up for you on your paper, on your canvas, whatever it might be. Allow your intuition to take the lead as you let your head follow its magic. Less thinking, more doing. Move slow at first, though, and observe each mark to honor her energy, this energy of the High Priestess, to help us move with intention. If you feel stuck, you need help just getting started, start with a shape, a line, an image that relates to this card. Maybe a shape or a line that you've seen already. Maybe it's the card in front of you. We are kind of just channels here. What are we here to learn? Imagine you as simply a channel for the divine message to flow through. And with that, every mark is sacred. And so it is. I'm going to be putting some music on. And then we'll check back. But here are some reminders while you're working. Again, I'll check in. See. Continue working for as long as you will. However, I'm going to wrap up the video portion. So again, please keep working. Pause this video, put on your own music. This is my 2026 playlist. You can find it if you would like to keep listening to those songs. But I also just want to check in and say you are allowed to not like the outcome of this practice. That is okay if this came out really strange or comes out really strange, because it's really, as always, not about product but process. And we are here to honor this card as a teacher and a reflection of what we can gain from really working with the moon, right? The High Priestess is simply a visual language for us to understand, to kind of break down and open up possibilities, to open up understanding. And so as you continue to work, remember, just like the moon, you are allowed to start over. If you no longer feel that this paper or canvas is serving you, scribble over it, paint over it. Who cares? Allow your focus to be what your instincts are asking of you, right? Allowing stillness to guide you. It's okay to be uncomfortable sometimes. I think our society has convinced us to avoid discomfort at times. And in our practice as artists, we can find ourselves uncomfortable a lot. So you might be used to this, or maybe this is something new to you, and this is really hard. But I just want to affirm that even if it is hard, that is okay. It's not a bad thing. I also really just want to thank you for trusting me with your time and creative energy, because you deserve to feel bold in creative magic. May this ritual honor your connection to the moon and the magic of listening to your intuition, and continuing to help strengthen your connection to intuition. And I want to kind of close out with some next steps. So no matter where you end today, tomorrow, or wherever, journal what has come up for you from this practice. So in the question we asked, oh, great teacher, divine teacher, whatever the word was, what am I here to learn? Maybe write about that. Allow it to help you work through any feelings that came up, or any visuals that came up through this practice. Also know that you can connect with your tarot deck and different cards within it in a similar way. The dropping in, the big deep breaths, and the sweet, simple question, what can I learn? Right? So if you found this practice helpful with the Priestess and a way to work with the moon through tarot, you can also do this with other cards, because astrologically there's many connections in the tarot. There's all connections in the tarot. The Emperor is connected to things. The Empress is connected to things. The moon is actually connected to Pisces. So if there's like certain energies or feelings astrology wise that you want to get into, this is a good way to channel that. Art is magic. You are creating magic by making art. Keep going and trust your magical power. On that note, I will see you on the next one, my sweet patrons. I will have the prompts for next month probably out by next week. Housekeeping, thanks for being here. And yeah, then I'll post a little questionnaire on what you want to focus on now or for the next month. But till next time. Well, bye.